It's time for some side splits and hip mobility. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Whoa. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to do a little bit more fun, a little bit easier to stay consistent with. All right, let's get started. We're going to get into our first warm-up exercise. It's called the hip CAR. CAR stands for controlled articulated rotations. And what we're going to do looks like this. We're starting with high knee. Then we're going to open it up. Open, 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 open. We're going to rotate, bring the ankle up so that the ankle is hidden almost behind that knee. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep on bringing the ankle up, 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 and the knee down until you're flexing the hamstrings real hard. And then we're going to bring the leg down and back. Flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes, feeling a stretch right here in the front. And that is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side. We're going to do 10 of these on the right side. And then we're going to reverse the whole thing and do 10 more on each side. All right? So, if you're ready, take a small breath in. Keep that core feeling nice and strong. And let's begin high knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew, those are some hip CARs on our left side. Whew, we're going to get ready to do our other side. All right. Do a little shake, do a little shimmy, and let's go. Stand up straight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three. We're doing hip CARs. These are all about moving your legs through their full range of motion, or as much of it as you can access using your own muscles so that you get stronger and more mobile at the same time. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven. Keep going. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew, those are hip CARs going forward. We're going to take a second to shake out our legs. Shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Relax our bodies for a second, and then we're going to get ready to go in reverse. All right? The reverse hip CARs has us going through mostly the same ranges of motion, but what we're going to do is do them in reverse. All right? So we're going to start with bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch right here. We're going to lift that leg up to the side. We're going to get that ankle and the knee horizontal. Then we're going to rotate. Bring the knee down, bring the ankle up. Bring the ankle down, bring the knee up, and then bring that knee forward. Okay? I'm going to do 10 reps. I'm going to do most of them facing you, so it's easier to mirror me. And that's it. Let's go. High knee. Open. Oh, sorry. Wrong way. I started the regular ones, not the reverse. Down and back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's two. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's three. Keep going. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's four. Keep going. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. If you are feeling a little off balance, you need to hold on to something for a little bit of support. Please grab it. That's six. High knee. Or sorry, back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's seven. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's eight. Keep going. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's nine. Back. Side. Ankle up. ankle down, knee. That's 10 reps. Reverse hip curls. Take a second, wiggle those hips, do a little dance, shake out those joints that we're working on, and let's get ready to do the final hip curl and wrap up warm up exercise number 1. All right, stand up nice and tall, keep that core nice and strong, and let's begin. Bring the leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the front of the hip. Lift that leg up to the side, feel the muscle right here contracting. Lift, 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 lift. Rotate the knee down, bring the ankle up. Bring the ankle down, lift the knee up, lift it up some more, bring that leg forward. That's 1 rep. I'm gonna do 10 of them facing you. Let's do it together. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 6. Keep going. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 7. Keep going. 3 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 9. Last 1. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I'm falling. Okay. Whew. If you also lost balance on the last one, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What matters is that we're practicing consistency. Okay. All right. If you don't know, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, so that it's easier to practice consistency. So if you like hip mobility, if you need to work on your side splits, if you want a little bit of help practicing consistency, we do this live every day at 9 p.m., which means we started 10 minutes ago every single day. And I hope you come back. All right. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and let's get back into some reps. We're going to get into warm up exercise number 2. Feature says hi. Taylor says hi. And Josh says, what the heck? Those were some hip cards. I hope you enjoyed them and didn't think they were too crazy. All right. Let's go. We're going to move on into warm up exercise number 2. All right. It is called the elephant walk. What I want you to do is fold at the hips and bring yourself folding forward. All right. If you're a little tighter in the hamstrings and you're a little bit higher up, that's absolutely a-okay. Don't worry about it. Try your best to fold. And just chill for a second. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. All right. At this point, you should be feeling a little bit more of a stretch in your hamstrings. That is what we want. What I want you to do is bend 1 knee, straighten out the other leg, and I want you to fold your belly button down towards the ground. All right. When you feel like you're getting stuck, it's hard to breathe, just focus on breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, now we're going to move our legs. We're going to switch back and forth. All right, switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. You don't have to go as fast as I am. You can take it slower. You don't have to bounce. You can move nice and controlled. All we care about is feeling that nice, intense stretch in the calves. Sorry, in the hamstrings. You might also feel some tension in the calves of the straightened leg. You might feel a little tension in your toes. That is normal. That's okay. But the main thing we want to feel is in the hamstrings. Okay? After you've done a couple of these, you might notice you're also feeling some tension here in the butt. That is probably because the tendons of your hamstrings, the things that connect your muscles to your bone, the tendons for the hamstrings connect underneath and behind your knee, and also into the bottoms of your pelvis. When you're folded forward like this, the bottoms of your pelvis are basically where your butt is. So that's probably what you're feeling. All right, now that you got some basic anatomy on the hamstring tendons, we're going to move on and get into a little bit deeper of a stretch. Okay, I want you to fold just a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit deeper. Maybe a little bit deeper than that, and keep going. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, pop into a little bit of a squat. Come on back into standing. That is our elephant walks, all right? Shake out your legs, flop around, get loose. We're working on hip mobility and we're trying to relax so we can go do cool stuff, all right? Next, we're going to get on into sides. Wow, I'm fumbling over my words a bunch today. We're moving on into warm up exercise number 3. I don't know why I said side split number 3. That's all the way at the end of the show. Warm up exercise number 3 is thoracic rotation. What we're doing is working on this mid spine, all right? Just below the neck, above the belly button ish, thoracic spine. It is designed to move real well. Bend, round, curl, all that stuff, all right? Most of us, we're not doing very much with our spine, so we're going to force you to do some right now so you can take care of your back health, all right? What we're going to do is bend one leg and straighten out the other and fold the belly button down towards the ground. This should be super familiar because we're just doing this, all right? Next, from here, we're taking the arm from the bent leg side, reaching across to the straight leg. We're going to push off that shin bone, and we're going to open up our chest. All right, rotating that spine. I want you to stick your other hand up into the air. I want you to rotate your neck to look at that hand, and I want you to inhale, exhale, and breathe. Reach a little further back when you exhale. That is half a rep. We're going to do the other side, and then that'll be 1 rep. All right, we're going to do 5 of these in total. Let's go. Other side. Bent leg, straight leg. Fold the belly button down. Arm from the bent leg side pushes off the straight leg. Open, 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 open. Look at the hand. Your neck is also rotating. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 5 more. All right, let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open. Look at that hand. Rotate that neck. Inhale. Exhale, reach. 2. Other side. 2. Keep going. Take it nice and slow. You don't have to go fast. Just because I talk fast does not mean you have to move fast. Inhale, exhale, breathe. And reach. I think that's 3, but I might be confused. I'm pretty sure that's 3. We got 2 more, 4 and 5. Y'all ready for this? Let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Fold the belly button down. Inhale, exhale, reach. That's 4. Come on over to the other side. Inhale, exhale, reach. That's 4. Last rep. Let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Inhale, exhale, reach. That's 5. And 5. That is some thoracic rotation. Hopefully your back is feeling a little bit looser. You can do some dance moves, break out some fun. We're working on that mobility. All right. And so third warm-up exercise. It's time to finish up with our warm-ups. We got warm-up exercise number 4. We're doing some Cossack switches. All right. What I want you to do looks a little bit like this. You can look for a second, and then we're gonna pre-warm up our warm-up. All right. I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me. What we're gonna do looks like this. We're gonna drop down to one side with our heel, our ankle down, and this heel down as well. We're doing a squat on one leg, side split on the other. All right. We're gonna bring our hips over to the other side. Boom. We're gonna swap. This leg is in a deep squat. This leg is in a side split, and then we're gonna come back. That is what the Cossack switch looks like. For most of us, our ankles, our knees, our hips are not gonna be ready for this. So what I want you to do right now is pop into a little bit of a squat. And I want you to try and do a little cannonball. Pull your knees and your chest together. Try and get small like you're about to jump into a pool and make a big splash, all right? When you're here, if your heels are coming up off the ground, that is totally fine. It's perfect. In fact, I recommend it so that you get a great Achilles tendon stretch and a great calf stretch. Cool? Once you've been here for a couple of seconds, I want you to add a little bit of movement, all right? Try to push one knee down, pull it back, switch to the other side. Keep on pushing, switching, rotating. Try to work on your balance on either side. Open up one leg, open up the other, open up both, bring them together. And if you're ready, we're going to move on into our Cossack switches. All right. What I want you to do is stick your hands straight down into the ground, like so. All right. Extend one leg out to the side. Squat. Bring this heel down, and we are in position. If you're newer to the show and you're a little bit higher up, that's perfectly okay. If you're deeper, you're a little more experienced, you can go a little crazier and get low. All right. From here, our next step is the same for no matter where we are. We're trying to get our butts that away. All right. You can put your hands down for a little bit of support. Wiggle yourself over to the other side, and boom, here we are. This is half a rep. I have number one because we're almost done with number one, not because we actually have done one rep. Now we've done one. All right. Let's go. We got to do 10 of these. Keep going. Come on, bring your hands over to the other side. Pause. Chill for a second. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. Come on back. 2. Keep going. If you realize you're strong enough, you got good enough balance right now, you don't need to use your hands, feel free to skip using your hands. If that's not enough for you and you want to go a little bit harder, that was 4, by the way, we can sit up a little bit straighter. All right. The straighter you sit, the more your low back is going to work, the more you want to extend your arms in front of you to help balance. All right. Keep going. 5 and 6. If you find any of these are too difficult, you can always go back to the previous version. All right. I'm giving you options to build up into. That's 6. We got 4 more. If your knees right here on the inside are getting a little achy, we got some options. All right. You can come up first, come across, and then sink down. Come up, come across, and sink down. That way, you'll take some pressure off of that transition, and you'll still get the deep stretch at the bottom. All right. That's 7. Let's keep going. 8. Up, across, down. That's 8, 8. All right. We got 2 left. Yeah, options. Any of those that we've done so far, feel free to stick with them. But now we're going to do some squats. All right. You're going to power through off that bent leg, the squatting leg. Come on back up into your standing looking position. Slowly come on down. Power back through. Whew, that's 9. We got one last one. Let's go down, up, down, up, and that is all of our warm up. We just did 10 reps of Cossack switches, Cossack sliding things, Cossack squats, and it's time to get into our stretches. If you're new to the show, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work so that we can do some side splits. All right. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to continue to do a little bit more fun. So hit follow, hit subscribe if you're interested in hip mobility, inside splits, and in practicing a whole bunch of consistency because we're live every day at 9 p.m. All right. Oh, we are 21 minutes into the hour. So let's get started with some stretches. First thing we're going to do is some hamstring stretches. All right. I recommend you go grab a little bit of cushioning to pad your knees. I have been moving around and getting some stuff, so I have forgotten where I placed my regular cushion. I'll be right back. Hello, doggo. Welcome back. Cushion. You don't need specific fitness equipment. We don't use very fancy fitness equipment. We use stools and we use just a little bit of padding to do our show. Okay. If you have a stuffed animal that is looking a little beat up, perfect. Goes right under your knee, is ready for some workouts. If you got old flip flops, perfect. Stick it under your knee. You got dirty laundry, roll it up, stick it under your knee. You got an old yoga mat, feel free to fold it a couple of times for some cushioning, stick it under your knee, and we're ready to go. All right. From here, I want you to kneel on that ground. I want you to try and sit up or kneel up nice and straight and tall. Flex the glutes, clench your abs, posture. You're doing a Superman pose, and you can chill now. All right. The reason why we're doing this is just to make sure you know what muscles to contract to help you stand up straight. All right. We don't want too much leaning or flopping or chilling while we're doing these stretches. Cool. Next, we are extending one leg out in front to start our hamstring stretch. Okay. If you're off balance immediately, you're like, whoa, feel free to widen your legs for a little bit more stability. If you start going way too wide, like way out here, this is not a hamstring stretch anymore. So be careful and don't go super far out. Just a little bit. Okay. Next, we're gonna fold our belly buttons down to our thighs. Okay. I'm gonna turn around before we begin, and what I want you to do looks like this. Wee, fold, 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 fold. Whew. As soon as you get stuck, feel free to pause right there. And next, I want you to breathe. All right, take a big breath in. Exhale slowly, and then try and let your whole body relax and drape over your leg. Ready? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Let the body drape. Whew. One more. Inhale. Exhale.
Let the body drape over that leg. You'll probably fold a little bit deeper, and your hamstrings are probably a little tight right now. Cool? Keep on taking some normal breaths, and we're going to talk about some movement to help your muscles wake up. All right? I want you to try to bend the knee a little bit, and I want you to bring your chest down to that leg. All right? Do as little as necessary to bring your chest down so that it's touching. If it's not touching, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. But if you can touch your chest to the knee, do as little as possible so that you can get your chest to touch. Right? If you go all the way out forward, it's not really that important. Cool? All right, let's keep going. Straighten that leg back out. Try to keep that belly button and that chest low. Then bend again. Bring the chest down. Straighten out that leg. Bend the knee, chest down. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee, chest down. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee, chest down. Straighten the leg. I'm talking fast, but you don't have to move fast. Once you've done a couple of these, we're going to move on and get a little deeper into our stretch. Okay? We're going to take a big inhale. We're going to slowly exhale all of that air, and we're going to focus on folding our belly button down towards the ground. If you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your neck, your upper back, your mid back, you're working too hard, right? The folding is coming from the angle of the hips. Anything above your belly button working and straining really hard, that just means you're trying too hard to turn yourself into a ball, and we don't need that. Okay, so relax. Cool? All right, inhale, exhale, fold. Big inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more. Fold, 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 fold. Woo! That is the next level of our stretch. If your hamstrings are feeling tight, great. That is very normal. We're doing a hamstring stretch. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body drape over that leg. We're going to add a little bit of movement. All right? Same thing as before. We're going to bend the knee. And we're going to try and bring the chest down to that leg. Then we're going to straighten it out. You don't have to go any higher with the knee than what is necessary for you to bring your chest to touch. If you're not touching yet, don't worry about it. Just do your best. And if you are touching your knee to your chest, you don't have to go any further with that knee bend than what it takes to touch your chest. All right? So right now, I'm just barely bending the knee, trying to bring it up to the chest. Cool? That should be enough for us to get going and get into our deeper stretch. All right? We're going to do one more inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax and drape your body over the leg. And we're going to get to our inhale, exhale, fold. All right? We're going to take a big breath in, slowly exhale, and we're going to fold our belly buttons a little bit deeper. This is the last one, I promise, or at least for this leg. Big inhale. Slowly exhale, fold. Your fold does not have to look like my fold. All right? It took me lots of time to build up this fold. The instructions still apply. We're still folding until we run out of breath. Oh, once you get as deep as you can, breathe, inhale. Relax. Oh, drape your leg over, drape your body over that leg. Inhale. Relax. Oh. All right. We're gonna do a little bit more knee bend. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. How many you want to do is completely up to you. But once you finish those, we're getting ready to do 30 seconds of holding this stretch. 30, 29, 28, 27. If your hamstrings are feeling real intense, you can take your fingers, you can stab them into your hamstrings, you can start massaging them. If you can, count all the little lumps, count how many ropes of muscle are in your hamstrings, feel where they connect to in your body, and see how tense they are. And whew, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew, that is our hamstring stretch. Whew, that's number one. We're going to switch over to the other side. All right? Slowly bring that leg in. Kneel. Flex the glutes. Contract the abs. Stand up nice and straight. And let's get ready to continue. Other leg extended out in front. We're bringing the belly button down to that leg. Fold, 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 fold some more. Oh, as soon as you're stuck, inhale, relax. All right, inhale. Relax. Oh, let your body drape over that leg. One more. Inhale. Relax. Let that body drape over that leg. From here, we're going to add a little bit of movement. All right, same thing. We're going to bend the knee. We're going to try and bring our chest down. If you can't reach, bend the knee some more and see if you can bring your chest down. All right. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, and that's okay. Keep going. We're going to go back and forth 5 times. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. Bent knee, chest down, straighten it out. Bent knee, chest down, straighten it out. Once you've done a couple of those and you're learning how to fold forward, how to bring your chest and your knee together, we're ready to move on. Inhale, exhale, fold. You ready? Big inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Woo. That is our stretch. Inhale, relax. Let your body drape over that leg. Chill for a second, and let's go do that knee bend. In bend, chest, straighten. Bend, chest, straighten. Bend, chest, straighten. Bend, chest, straighten. Again, you don't have to move explosively. You don't even have to move fast. Take it nice and gentle if you can, and just add that movement in to help your brain really learn how to fold forward. All right? That motion where you bring your knee to your chest, once you learned it, once you're feeling that stretch, when you stretch that hamstring back out, it'll keep you from doing something like this. Bending where your only bending is coming from the neck and the upper back. That will help you focus on this forward fold where it really matters for the hamstring. Okay? Once you've done a couple rounds of those, we're going to get deeper. You ready? Big inhale, exhale, and fold. Big inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Whew. All right. Inhale, relax. Drape your body over that leg. Try another one if you want. And bend the knee, straighten it out. 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 Whew. One more. One more round. Big inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down a little deeper. Whew. Bend the knee, straighten it out. 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 Again, you can take this as slow, as fast as you want. If you don't like the knee bend, you don't even have to do it. Inhale, relax. And we're ready to count down. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Remember, this is all about folding your belly button down to that thigh. All right. 22, 21, 20. Yours does not have to look like mine. 17, 16, 15, 14. But if you're feeling it in your hamstrings, you're doing it right, probably. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Bring that leg back in. And let's get into stretch number 2. Wow, that was intense. Stretch number 2 is the butterfly stretch. All right. What I want you to do is sit your butt against the wall. Put your hips, your low back, your shoulders up against that wall. Bring your feet together, pull them in, and we are here at the starting position. All right. The goal of this stretch is to stretch out your groin muscles right here in the center of your legs. The way we do that is by bringing your knees down into the ground. All right. What I want you to do is use your glutes, your outer thighs, to help pull your legs down deeper into the ground. Pull, 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 pull. If you're new to the show and you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about the details. Focus on 2 things. 1, you're feeling the stretch in your groin getting more intense. 2, your knees are kind of just a little bit going down towards the ground. If you hit both those things, you're doing fine. All right. Next, we're taking our hands, we're applying a little bit of pressure on the inside of the knee. We're pushing down just a little bit to start. Breathe, inhale, exhale. See if you can push your legs down a little bit deeper when you exhale. We're going to keep doing this until we count down all the way to 0 from 30 seconds. All right? 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27.
Every time you exhale, see if you can push your legs down just a little further. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. Let your legs relax. Let your hands go. If your wrists are a little tired from pushing down, you might want to flop them around for a little bit of relaxation. But that is a butterfly stretch. Before we move on into the third stretch, I want you to see if you can flap the legs a little bit. All right, there's a butterfly stretch. See if you can lift your legs, flap them around like they're a real butterfly. All right, we don't have to be Pinocchio, but we can be butterflies. If your legs are not moving real well, you can grab them and give them a light shake and go, hey, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. Do the same for the other side. Hey, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. That little shake should help wake your muscles up a little bit. It should be a little tiny bit easier to flap your wings. All right. When you're moving, we're ready to move on into stretch number 3, the standing pancake. All right. Ooh. Get rid of your cushioning and let's get ready to go. The standing pancake looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs decently wide. Nothing crazy, just wide-ish. Okay. From here, we're going to fold our belly button down to the ground. But before we do that, I want you to double check, make sure there's no pain here in the hip. All right. If you can't do a little tiny little hip wiggle because it gets pinched and it gets a little messed up right here or right here, stop. Bring your legs in just a tiny little bit. See if you can move a little tiny bit smoother, and we're ready to fold right after that. All right. Belly button down towards the ground. Fold, 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 fold. Wee. Ugh. Here is our starting position. Okay. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. Whew. Ta-da. Looks like we're just trying to touch our toes. All right. What I want you to do from here is fold your upper body in between your legs. All right. It should look something like this. And then keep going all the way until you're stuck in the middle. Okay. For most of us, it's going to be really hard. And that's why we're doing the standing version. It's because when you're standing, gravity can help pull you down. Okay? That's what we want. So, next step. Try to fold forward, bring that belly button down. If you want to make things harder, extend your arms so that your biceps are by your ears. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. If this isn't enough stretch for you, you can feel free to hold something in your hands and try a little bit more. All right. If it ever gets too intense, you can bring your hands back. You can put them down. You can hug yourself to make the stretch a little bit easier. Cool. That is the gist of it. We're folding our belly buttons down. We're widening our stance if you can handle it. And if you're regular, if you're ready for something a little bit more intense, feel free to grab your legs and pull on your legs to bring your belly button down towards the ground. Try to keep your back relatively straight, and that's it. That's all the stretch tips we got. Let's go, belly button down. Keep on coming down. Keep on coming down. Come down some more. Whew. That is our starting position. Let's go. Pull or gravity, let you pull yourself down into the ground. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's our stretch. Put your hands down. Give yourself a little support. If your legs, your inner thighs are feeling real tired right now, slowly bring your toes in, bring your heels in, bring your toes in, bring your heels in, bring your toes in, bring your heels in, bring your toes in until your feet are underneath you, until you can kind of push off your legs. Come back into standing. Whew, that is our third stretch. That's a standing pancake. Shake out your legs. do a little shake, do a little dance, do a little wobble, and that is stretch number 3. We're going to move on into stretch number 4. You got the option between the figure 4 stretch or the pigeon stretch. Can't believe I forgot what stretch I was going to do. Both stretches are basically fundamentally the same. We're taking one leg, crossing it over to the other side. We're taking that leg, we're bringing it to the belly button. We're bringing the belly button down to that leg. So it looks a little like this. We're folding, all right? We're always folding. Next, you should be feeling a stretch a little bit out here in the side of the hip. This is a glute muscle, all right? You'll also feel it a little bit in your hamstrings. You'll feel a little bit here in the front of your hip when you're actually doing the folding. That is all normal, all right? I'm pretty sure last night we did the pigeon. So tonight we're going to do some figure 4. All right. In the figure 4 stretch, we're going to lay down on our backs. It's going to be really nice. Come on down to the ground and lay down. Whew. What we're going to do is we're going to take this leg, we're going to cross it over to the other side and make this triangle. All right. We're going to stick the hand that is the same side as the leg that's crossed over. We're going to stick that through the triangle. We're going to wrap the other leg around the outside. We're going to grab that knee and we're going to pull it in towards our chest. Okay? It's going to look a little like this. Grab that knee and pull towards the chest. All right? I want you to imagine first that you're just leaning back, letting your back and head rest, and that pulls your leg in towards your chest. All right? Next, we're going to inhale, exhale, and while you inhale and while you exhale, see if you can pull your legs in a little closer to you. All right? Inhale, exhale. Slowly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Pull that leg in towards your chest. That is our setup. We're holding this for 30 seconds. If you can, keep on trying to pull your legs closer to your chest. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep breathing. Keep pulling that leg in. 3, 2, 1, 0. Let that leg relax. Whew. That is our 4th stretch, the pigeon and or the figure 4. If I didn't say this in the beginning, because I definitely didn't, if you're regular, you know what you're doing, feel free to do whichever version that you like. All right. If you're new to the show, follow along because I try to explain it in little pieces. All right. We're going to do the other side. Let's go. We're taking the leg. We're crossing it over to the other side. We're taking the arm from the bent leg side. We're going to reach through the triangle. And then the other arm is going to wrap around the outside of your body, grab onto the knee. All right. From here, we're going to slowly pull that leg in. Pull some more. Breathe. Inhale. Pull again. Pull some more. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. Each time you breathe, see if you can pull your leg in a little closer to your chest. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oof, that is our 4th stretch. Relax, let your hands drop, let your legs drop. See if you can let your legs flop to one side or the other. Flop back and forth, get a little bit of movement. See if your low back can get a little extra relaxation in. Whew. We're almost ready to get into the 5th and final stretch, all right? Oh. If you don't know, because you're just joining in for the first time, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. It looks like we're already 43 minutes deep, so we got 15-ish more minutes of side splits left, all right? If you've never done a
before, do not worry. We're going to break it down into little pieces. We're going to explain a whole bunch of stuff to help you understand what we're doing and how to get a little bit deeper. Okay? First thing, before we begin, if you got some stools at home, feel free to run and grab them. I want you to have some stuff to use for arm support, to support your body weight. All right? It can be a chair, it can be a small folding stool, it could be, if you have some fitness equipment at home, something that looks like this. All right? As long as it's relatively stable, sturdy, and movable, we're ready to continue with some side splits. Okay? I'm gonna use this stool because it is a $12 stool I got on Amazon, and it works perfectly. And you don't need anything fancy. All right. What else? Once you have that, that's all we really need to get into our side splits. I recommend you find a wall. And what else? We do this live every single day for about 45 to 60 minutes. And I hope you keep coming back because consistency is the name of the game. That is the purpose of our show. Yes, hip mobility and side splits is awesome, but we're doing consistency as number one priority. All right. The show is live every single day at 9 p.m. And with that, let's get into our side splits. First thing I want you to do is get rid of that cushion or get rid of that stool. You don't need it right now. We're going to stand, rest our butts up against the wall. All right. Then we're going to take half a step in front of said wall, and we're going to open up our legs. If you can get to 60 degrees and hang out here without any discomfort, without any pain, you're doing great. All right. Fold, bring your belly button down towards the ground. Fold, 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 fold some more, fold again. Woo! If you can, put your hands down on the ground. Amazing. You can stay right here. If you cannot, or you just don't want to, because it's kind of a stretch, it's kind of uncomfortable, feel free to use your stools, all right? Or your textbooks, or your chair, or your coffee table, whatever it is that you're using for a little bit of support, okay? Just, again, make sure it's pretty stable. Next, from here, we're going to see if we can slide our legs out a little bit wider. Now that our hands are holding up some of our body weight, trying to make that whole burden a little bit lighter, okay? When your legs have opened a little bit deeper, or maybe they haven't because you're not very flexible yet, that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate our legs so that our heels are down and our knees are pointing up. All right, I'm going to demonstrate. Look closely. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. We got to do the other side. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. The reason why this is important is because when you rotate your legs like this, you make sure your thigh bone does not smash into your hip bone. There's that pinching pain that I was warning you about earlier. It should not come back if you maintain this angle. Okay? And now, I want you to rest your butt against the wall. I want you to lean into it for a little bit of support. I want you to pull your stool in towards your groin so it's right underneath your legs. And I want you to just sit back. Sit back, get low. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. If you're ready to try to get a little bit deeper, you can lean a little to the right, push that leg out, lean a little to the left, push that leg out, lean a little to the right, lean a little to the left, lean a little to the right, lean a little to the left, lean a little to the right, lean a little to the left, and keep going until you feel like you're getting stuck. All right? Once you are feeling like you're ready to stop, we're gonna do one last thing. All right? We're gonna inhale, exhale. Check our leg positioning. If you are pushing your legs out way in front, you might slip off of the wall, you might fall on your butt, and you might end up sitting down in a position that looks like this. Okay? So I want you to be careful, and I want you to make sure you're staying real close to that wall whenever possible. And staying strong with your arm holding position. Cool? But worst case scenario is you slide down the wall and your legs come together a little bit and you fall on your butt. Okay? This is why the wall is here. So that it can support you when you slide and you can't fall backwards very hard. Cool? Alright. That last thing turned into a little bit more than one last thing. Get back into position. And we're ready to count it down. We're gonna hold for 30 seconds. Alright? If you don't need the stool, feel free not to use it. I'm using it for demonstration purposes. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Remember, the knees are pointing up, the toes are pointing up. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. If you feel like you can lean a little deeper into that stretch, go for it. Take it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Walk your hands forward, bring your legs in underneath you, and slowly come on out of that stretch position into something a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more chill. All right. If your legs are feeling crazy right now, that's completely normal. I see a really long comment over on TikTok, so I'm gonna crawl over and take a look at it. But in the meantime, I want you to slowly come on back into standing. And grunt, grunt, make as many sound effects as you need to. Slowly shake out your legs. All right. Focus on shaking out the ankle. Shake, 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 shake. The reason why we look at the ankle is because it's real easy to see, and I want it to look like it's flopping around, going all these crazy places. Okay. The reason for that is if it's able to go to those crazy places, a lot of muscles in your legs are going to be relaxed. All right. They have to be relaxed enough to let you go there. And if they weren't relaxed, they wouldn't let you go there. So slowly shake out the other ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You can start nice and gentle. And as you find that it's comfortable for you, you can pick up the intensity. Right? You don't have to go 0 to 100 and go like I do. Pulling it in on the figure four. I'm not sure what it's called. During which move did your knee hurt? Oh, great point. All right, we're gonna address that at the end of the life. I'm gonna finish the side splits, and then we can talk about the knee thing. Okay? And if I forget, remind me in the chat. But there's something for that, and I usually talk about it, but I completely forgot today. What's next? What's next? What's next? We shook out the ankles, and we're gonna move on into shaking out our hips. All right. What I want you to do is put all your weight into one leg, drop the big toe of the other leg down, so you're in this kind of position, and I want you to bring the knee in, then bring the knee out, then bring the knee in, bring the knee out, 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 bring the knee in, bring the knee out. Right now, there's nothing working. There's not much moving other than this thigh bone where it connects to your hip. All right, and the muscles obviously being used to bring the knee in and out. Everything else is staying the same. You don't have to move any of those things. If you want to turn it into something fun, you want to shake out your arms, you want to turn it into a dance, you want to pop the hip, feel free to do that, make it fun. But you don't need to do any of those things. It's just happening in this one leg. All right. When you've built up some strength, you've built some control, we're ready to move on to the other side. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down on the other side. Bring that knee in, bring that knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out. Work that full range of motion in the joint. Get a little bit stronger, pulling that knee all the way in, push that knee all the way out. Really try to face it that way. Get that full range of motion and go a little bit faster. Shake, 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 shake. Whew. Do a little dance. Hopefully, your hips are a little bit more relaxed. And we're ready to move on into side split number 2. All right. All that stuff was just to help you relax, give you some cool down time so that we can get into a deeper second side split. And I'm out of talking points, so let's get into our second side split. Start with your butt up against the wall, open up those legs so that you have no pain in your hips. Then fold your belly button down. Whee! Ugh. When you're here, put your hands down if you can. If you cannot, or you just don't plain want to, elevate your hands with something. Stool, coffee table, chair, those are all good. And see if you can open up your legs a little bit wider. All right. When your hands are on the stool, it's taking some of your body weight out of the legs. It helps you to get into a position without straining the muscles. Trying to get into it, you go with the hand support, makes things a little bit easier, a little lighter. All right. Next, we're gonna rotate our legs so that the knees are pointing up and the heels are down and the toes are down. All right. One leg at a time. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. If you're new to the live, this puts a lot of pressure on your heels. Over time, you'll get used to it, but if you need a little bit of extra support, feel free to go grab some foam, some flip flops, something to pad your heels. All right. When you are here, with your knees pointing up and your toes pointing up, you're in your side split position. In that position, but you are in a side split position. All right. We're gonna relax. Exhale. drop a little deeper. One more inhale, exhale, drop a little bit deeper. Your butt should be relaxing against the wall. We want that there so that you get a little bit of support so you feel pretty stable. You don't feel like you're going to fall and like flop over. And your hands should be very close to your thighs underneath you. All right? From here, I'm going to collect this earbud that just fell out of my ear. And I'm sorry for the crazy loud noise that probably made for you guys at home. And what we're going to do next is going to do a little lean to the right, a little lean to the left. See if you can push your legs out just a little bit further. If it feels a little crazy, if it feels way too intense, you don't have to keep going. All right? From here, we're going to try and breathe one more time. Try to chill, try to relax. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. If you're low enough to not need the stool anymore and you can put your hands down, great. If you still need the stool, make sure you're in a stable feeling position. If you feel like you're about to fall off, just adjust your position. Okay? From here, we're deep into our side split. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. We have some options. You can hang out in the same position that we just did, or you can walk your hands forward a little bit so it looks like you're about to do a push-up. When you walk your hands forward, your knees, instead of pointing straight up, they'll also come with you, and they'll probably be pointing at something like a 45-degree angle. All right? That version of our side split stretch is going to emphasize the inner thigh muscles a little bit more. It is going to be good for you. So let's do it. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27. This is optional. You can do the first one. You can do more of the first one. You can only do the first one if you want. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. But the inner thigh muscles need a bunch of flexibility to eventually get your size. All right. So at some point, you should probably do these middle ones too. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our side split. Walk your hands forward, bring your knees in underneath you. Whew. Slowly come back into something that looks like a resting position. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to, and breathe. Ah, man. Whew. That is side split number 2. All right. We're going to slowly come back into standing. We're going to shake out our legs, and then we're going to prepare ourselves for side split number 3. Come on. Come on up. Whew. Slowly shake out that ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Remember, this is all about relaxation. Okay? You don't have to worry about anything else. Just focus on relaxing the legs. Relax, 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 relax. Relax some more. Relax again on the other side. Relax, relax, relax. You can switch back and forth if you want. Take a couple of steps in between. Double check that your legs are feeling a little bit better. You can do some dances, some moves, and we're ready to move on. All right? Hips. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down on the other side. We're bringing the knee in. We're bringing the knee out. We're bringing the knee in. Bring the knee out. Bring the knee in. Pushing the knee out. Keep on working the basic skill that is this hip rotation. Okay? And then when you get a little bit more comfortable and get a little bit more skilled, you can turn it into something that looks like this. We're going to extend that leg out to the side, give it a little bit of a bend, and we're going to take those same muscles that we were just using. We're going to do that rotation, but we're going to rotate faster and faster and faster and faster until this leg muscle is just flopping all over the place, looking like it's made of jello, and it's going. That is how we make sure the thighs are super relaxed and ready for some more thigh splits. All right. Same thing on the other side. All your weight is in one leg. Straighten out this leg off to the side. Give it both a slight bend, and you can start shaking that leg. Shake, 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 shake some more. Shake, 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 and whew, that should help you with some relaxation. If you cannot get there, you're not quite sure how to get there because you're trying and it's not looking like it's flopping around, there's a couple of tips. If you put all of your weight into the standing leg and there's almost no weight in the leg that's doing the shaking, it's going to help. If you have all of your weight in the leg, these thigh muscles are working, right? They're not going to be loose enough to shake around and go anywhere. If you have no weight in that leg, you just have the big toe down for a little bit of support on the floor, those muscles will be relaxed. And if they're relaxed, it'll be much easier to flop them around. All right? Whew. I think that's it. Hopefully, your legs are a little bit more relaxed because we're going to get into side split number 3. Let's go. One last shake. Final shakes. Shoppity, shickety,
sloppity. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's continue. Butt against the walls. Half a step, one step forward. Open up those legs until you're almost uncomfortable here in the hips. As long as you're not there, as long as it's not uncomfortable, as long as it's comfortable enough, we're ready to fold. Bring the belly button down. I threw a double negative in that sentence, and my brain's not working nearly fast enough to figure out if that double negative made any sense. All right. Once you're here, if you can put your hands down, great. If you cannot or you don't want to use a stool, elevate your hands. All right. From here, we're going to externally rotate the legs so that instead of having our knees kind of pointing forward, our feet flat on the ground, we're going to go boom, heels down, toes up, knees up. And the same on the other side. Boom, heels down, toes up, knees up. Again, if you need to grab some cushioning, if you need to grab some padding to protect your heels, please go grab it. All right. Whew. All right. Lean a little to the left, lean a little to the right, lean a little to the left, lean a little to the right. See if you can drop down a little bit deeper. See if it feels easier to drop down a little bit deeper now that you've already done 2 of these. Keep going. Take your time, enjoy, breathe. Inhale, exhale, relax. Try to sink a little deeper into your stretch. All right. If your knees are pointing up and the top of your head is pointing up, you're holding a side split ish position and you're doing great. Okay. You can relax as many muscles as you got. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your calves, relax your quads, glutes, hamstrings, low back. Inhale, exhale. Flop a little bit deeper into that stretch. All right. We're doing our third and final side split. All right. We got options. You can do the first side split where we're doing this. We're sitting up a little bit more upright and feeling the stretch a lot in our hamstrings. You can do the second version where we're looking like we're doing a push up. You're going to feel a little bit more stretch in your inner thighs. And you can also sit down, give up the side split entirely, and do some pancake, which is folding forward from this position. All right. I'm going to do the pancake because I'm pretty sure that is the stretch that I'm the least proficient at, and it's holding me back in my side split. You guys at home can pick 1, 2, or 3, whatever you choose. If you've never done the seated pancake before, feel free to stick with number 1 or 2. All right, we're going to start it in like 3 seconds, so you're not holding that position for any longer. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. I am doing a pancake stretch. It is side split adjacent, but it is not a side split. So if you want to, you can join in. All I'm doing is folding, trying to bring my belly button down towards the ground. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Wiggle those legs out to the side so you can get a little bit more depth. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Whew, we're done. That's our side splits. All right, slowly come on out of that side split. Slowly come out of that pancake if that's what you're doing. Whew. Come on down, crawl around, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need. And you know the drill. We're coming up into standing. We're shaking out our legs. We're working on that relaxation. Shake out the legs, shake out your arms, turn yourself into the inflatable car salesman things where they have air blowing through their bodies and they're going that thing. All right? Shake out the ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Remember, if you're new to this, you haven't really done many of these before, start nice and slow, start gentle, and then pick up the intensity as you go. If you are a regular, you've been doing this for a while, you know what your body is capable of, and you can go straight into, like 80% of that, and slowly go up to 100% when you're ready. All right? When your legs are shaken out, and you can take a couple of steps, you can do a little shimmy, you can do some bachata, then we're probably good. All right, we're gonna move on into that wasn't bachata. I completely forgot what I was talking about. I was about to start salsaing and then I changed halfway through and it was a mess. Don't look at that and think that has anything to do with bachata. Next, we're gonna shake out our hips. All right. All your weight is one leg, big toe is down. We are rotating the in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Other side, in and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. And if you want, you can do the crazy relaxing version where you shake out your leg and your thighs are relaxed. Shake, 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 shake. If you don't know how to do that, by the way, all your weight is one leg, big toe is down, leg is kind of straight, then add a slight bend. There's almost no weight in this leg. You can lift it at any time. And when you start shaking those muscles, your thighs should be super relaxed because there's no weight in this leg. They're not doing anything. If they're relaxed and you start shaking them real hard, they'll flop around, they'll go crazy, and that is relaxation. All right. You might need to put a tiny little bit of weight in this foot to help keep it not like sliding around all over the place. Because if there's actually no weight on it, then it'll not help you rotate. But once you have the teensiest little bit of pressure down, it will help your legs flop around and relax. All right, that is our floppy leg stuff. We're gonna move on into our joint checks. We're gonna wrap up. All right, hold on. I gotta solve this TikTok puzzle in 24 seconds. Otherwise, the live is gonna end. And I failed that puzzle, and now the timer is counting down, and it's 18 seconds, and I have passed. Oh, whew, man, really let that go to the last second. I think it's usually a 3-minute like timer, and I saw it, but I forgot about it. All right, let's do some joint checks and wrap up. All right, slowly we're working our hips. Whew. Doing some hip circles or some very slow, deep hula hooping if you'd prefer. Come back the other way. Take your time. Slowly come on through all of that range of motion. Feel it in your hips. After the side splits, I tend to feel it right here in the left and right side of the hip. Feel free to spend some extra time there if you need it. All right. Next, we're gonna do a quick high knee. If your knees come up, we're ready to move on. After that, we're gonna do some calf raises from a deep squat position. All right. What I want you to do is keep your feet right underneath your hips. Not too close, not too wide, just right underneath the hips. All right. From here, we're going to pop into a squat. Come on down. I want you to bring your chest down to your thighs. All right. And I want you to push your knees forward, past your toes if you can. That's away towards your face. All right. When you do all of those things, you might feel like you're about to fall forward, that you're about to tip forward. That is the feeling we want. We want our toes to kick in, to really grip the ground, to work really hard to keep us stable. And when that happens, the arch of your foot should also kick in to help grip the ground and keep you stable. Once you're here, we're going to do some calf raises. All right, you can stick your hands down for a little bit of support if you like. If you don't need it, feel free to continue without. Come on up, bring the heels up, come as high as you can, come on back down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Do as many as you'd like, but every once in a while, check to see that your Achilles tendon, your calves are going crazy right now. All right. Whew. Once you feel like you're done, we can wrap up. What we just did was force our toes to work real hard, force our Achilles tendon into a deep stretch, force the calves into a stretch, and then we work them with some calf raises. Our quads were firing. They were really upset with you because you were holding that for way too long. Your hips, your low back, all those muscles were working together to help you bounce, to help you lean forward, to help you come into a calf raise. And chances are if you're able to do, 80% of that pretty well, your toes, feet, ankles, knees, calves, hips, low back, all those joints, all those muscles, all those tendons are working pretty well together. All right. And that means you're pretty much good to go back to whatever you got to do for the rest of the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility with me today. And we're done. we every single day starting at 9 p.m., which was about an hour and 7 minutes ago, to most important quality consistency. Okay. If you like a little bit of support practicing consistency, we are here every single day. I basically said the same sentence twice in two different ways. But the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because this show originally started because I wanted to do the side splits, and every year I would do a couple of workouts come January 1st, and then I'd drop it after 3 days, maybe 2 weeks, and then 6 months later I'd be like, no, 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 I am going to get side splits this year. I'd start again, do it for like 3 days, maybe 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's already New Year's, and I have made zero progress.
All right. So the reason why this show exists is to help, or originally was to help me stay consistent, help me stay accountable. Inviting you guys to be here was a way to make sure that I showed up to practice, right? Um, Now, I don't really have that problem as much. I show up a lot, 9 times a week, every single day. And I hope that if you feel like you need a little bit of support, practice, and consistency, you come, you hang out, you do a little bit of work. All right. Um, I believe in consistency so much that if you don't want to do side splits, if you don't want to do hip mobility, you just need to sit here and have a whole bunch of weirdos on the internet doing stretches to keep you mentally, occupied while you focus on whatever other important thing that you got to do and you put time into. Feel free to do that. I don't mind. I can't tell because that's not how social media works. I send the video out to you. You don't send the video out to me, right? So, uh, consistency. I try to take that consistency principle and apply it to a lot of the different things that we do. This live is every single day. I do it 9 times a week. I do it twice on Saturdays and Sundays. That means this live is designed to not be super taxing on the body. All right. That means that I've designed this plan to work a little bit if you do it every day. A lot of exercise, a lot of workouts that you see are like do it 3 times a week, right? 2 times or 3 times a week, take some rest days, whatever. And I have found that those rest days really throw me off because sometimes having a full day off and then another full day off 2 days in a row is really nice. But for me, if I stay consistent every single day, it's a little bit easier for me to know, no, my schedule is just like this. It might not work for you, might not be the same. But if that helps you, this live does it that exact way. We show up, do a little bit every single day. All right. I don't think I need to go into anything deeper than that. I'm gonna look at the Q and A. All right, I'm gonna look at the comments. Actually, no, there was a question that I said I would answer earlier, and that was about the knee pain while doing the pigeon and or the figure four stretch. I will talk about that right now. Nandi says hello. Hello, Nandi. And Bomb Social, Bombosho, Wallahi says hi. And Crab Shez 17 sends 3 flowers. All right, knee pain. All right, we were in the figure four earlier. Leg is crossed over to the other side, and we're pulling that leg in towards our chest, right? It's looking a little bit like this. What I want you to do, if you're feeling pain here in this knee, is to, hold up, let me scoot a little bit further away, is to pull this leg in and take the hand that this knee is closest to and hug that knee to your chest directly. All right. Oftentimes, if you're feeling knee pain, it's because you're pulling your ankle in and your knee is getting stuck where it's at. So you're just putting a whole bunch of torque on that knee joint, all right, when you're pulling. So instead of putting weight on your ankle to try and force your knee to come, you can just put weight on your knee directly and pull your knee into your chest. And that should make it a little bit more comfortable for that knee pain. Cool? Give that a try. Let me know if that helps. And uh, if it doesn't, tell me. um, MCV says the back of the knee feels tight in figure four. The back of the knee feels tight in figure four. In which leg? The back of the knee feels tight in figure four. Is it this one that's crossed? Or is it this one that's just shooting backwards? Because that shouldn't feel tight. And I'm wondering what that might be. Ugh. Demonstration over. Coming to crawl back to look at the chat. Back knee feels tight. The cross leg. Um, that should be fine. Are you feeling tightness in your hamstring as well when you're feeling that tension in the knee? Are you feeling it right here? Yeah. So the hamstring muscles, a whole bunch of them connect behind and just below the knee. So when you are doing this, there's a significant hamstring stretch as well. So those two are probably connected together. Um, you can try to bend the leg a little bit more, shorten that angle. So instead of trying to get this resting just at the bottom of the knee, you can try to bring it in a little bit lower, and you can hug the knee a little bit. That should take a little bit pressure off the hamstring and off of the side of that knee, and you can get most of the benefits without actually grabbing this thing and pulling it in. From a seated position, it is going to look a little bit more like this instead of like this. All right, so leg more towards your uh, ankle, more towards your belly button while you're pulling it in, versus ankle more towards your chest. The chest is probably put more pressure on the hamstrings on the back of the knee. Cool? Does that make sense? Oh, man, I didn't realize demonstrating the figure four stretch seated would be so tiring. My abs are tense. Okay. MCV said, got it. Awesome. Okay, I'm glad. Give that a try today, tomorrow, and let me know if that helps, if it feels better. Okay. Um, we got a Ken. Don't stop. Thank you so much for the support. It says we can learn together. We can make bachata one of our moves. Yeah, we'll just do more and more and more dance on the show, and this will turn into a daily dance show. If I slowly transition it in that direction, that will be good. I took a couple of bachata classes because one of my roommates was Dominican, and he took us to like a salsa club in Boston, and I can't remember what it's called. I've been there so many times, and my brain is totally farting. But several nights where they do salsa, they also teach some bachata, and it's like a just ginormous dance hall you hang out in. It feels like a school gym, except the lights are low and there's salsa and bachata music playing, and it's awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna scroll back and see what else we got in the chat. See if there's anything else I can answer, and we'll see. Oh, Josh, my gosh, says Ken, my knee hurts. Wait, what is that? That's the same. Okay, what? Got it, get it. Oh no, wait. MCV and Josh both said something about the knee. Josh, if you're still on, let me know if that is the answer helped answer your question. If it didn't, or if you're not even online anymore, then I guess you'll have to ask again tomorrow. He says, "Look, myself being late today. Oh, don't worry about it. Showing up is not easy, and you don't need to put pressure on yourself, right? If you associate showing up late with a lot of negativity, every time you show up late, you're just gonna feel bad. I don't want you to feel bad when you show up, even if it is when you're late. It's okay. It's not a big deal. We're here to practice consistency, and sometimes you can't have 100% perfect consistency, but you showed up anyway and you came in, and so you should appreciate the positive side. All right. Che says, "Welcome everyone." Thank you, Che. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Divine Amethyst sends suns, two whole suns, sending full sunshine. Got hey everyone. Oh man, so much positivity in the chat today. I love it. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll real fast, as high as I can, up into the live and see what we got. Travel Darcy says hello. There's a lot of hello messages. This seems a little late in the show. No, Chase says hello. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? No, okay, that's the whole entire life. All right, we've covered most of the chat messages. I'm gonna scroll all the way back down, see if we got anything else new, and I think we are done. All right, awesome. It is 76 minutes into the live. This is the fast one. I hope you guys had fun. I hope we do more dance in our show. I'll brush up on some bachata so I don't completely fumble it next time. And we can do like two moves and then move on back into some more side splits. All right. What else? What else? What else? What else? I make some other content, by the way, for the like 20 of you who are still here. Most of it is along the same idea of adding some fitness into your life and not making it feel so crazy. All right. If you got 2 minutes when you're waiting for water to boil, when you're waiting for coffee to come out your machine, or when you're waiting for your microwave to finish heating up your lunch, those are two perfect moments to get a tiny little bit of exercise that you definitely won't regret. Okay. One, your joints recover and heal better, your tendons heal better from a little bit of movement, especially if it's light. And also, you can do really cool moves that are really simple that you can do from anywhere. They don't have to be fancy. You can do some basic calf raises. If you want to make them harder, you can do single leg calf raises. You can do some basic squats. If you want to make them harder, you can work on your one-legged squats. If you can't balance on your one-legged squat, if you're at working from home at least, you can just focus on sitting down and doing the negative side. The negative is the part where you drop in one direction, the easier side, the easier direction. Uh, they're called negatives, but don't think about them as a negative thing. They're a great way to get yourself stronger for intense exercises. Um, if you had to take something from our show, hip cars are always good to help loosen up those hip joints, just so that you're feeling a little bit better before you go back to whatever else you got to do for the rest of the day, right? Cossack switches are an awesome super move, but they require a lot of joints, right? So sometimes you might not be super ready for it, but if you're feeling good, you should definitely squeeze some Cossack switches whenever you can into your exercises, all right? Or into a couple here, a couple there, a couple wherever. And the reason for that is because there's so many muscles getting worked, there's so many joints getting worked, basically all at the same time, right? You got the deep squat in your ankle, in your knees, in your hip on one side. You're powering through, doing basically a side split on the other leg. You're switching from side to side. You're working on your balance. Your low back is kicking in, all those things super good for you. And if you squeeze in enough of those little tiny things instead of doom scrolling while you're waiting for your food to microwave, you know, it adds up. And then you might not have to think about doing as much exercise. Might not have to go commit an hour at the gym instead. All right, let's see. I can get a handle says thank you for doing your lives. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming in and saying thank you, because it's very meaningful to me. All right, keeps me motivated, and I appreciate it. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Hit follow, hit subscribe. There's only like 14, 15 of you left online, so I'm assuming that you're all subscribed, because it'd be crazy for you to be this deep, this deep into the live without being somebody who comes back. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.